A big decision on whether critical race theory can be taught at the University of Nebraska. But first,
So I think we owe a lot of thanks to the University of Nebraska for opening their doors.
that's right. Look who's in town. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. Rod Fowler along with Megan Conway. The big Garth Brooks concert is tomorrow night, and Megan just interviewed the superstar at a news conference this afternoon. How'd it go?
Rod, it was a pretty fun afternoon. The interview lasted about an hour. Garth, he is such a down-to-earth kind of guy. He would just talk about anything and everything you asked him. He says he's thankful to be here in Lincoln, gearing up for another show, and this time to 80,000 plus people.
To say we're excited is an understatement. To say that this is a miracle that we're even getting to play here, we understand that, we know.
The last time Garth was here, right there, that video, was in 2017 for his comeback tour. The capital city is the last stop on this tour, his stadium tour. Then he's taking a 3-week break to see how the situation with COVID develops and if there will be more shows in 2021.
I think if we do our best as people, state law, stadium law, tour rules, if we do our best as people, people can come here, hopefully have the time of their life, the best time of their life, and be out safely.
Now I'll be back on the desk at 6 o'clock, but for now, I'm going to get more of that interview together to show you then.
Well, it sounds good, and we'll talk more about how things were at the news conference. Thank you so much, Megan. For more information on the Garth Brooks concert, including parking and what you can and can't bring to the stadium, check out the links we mentioned section of our app and our website. Now for a story you saw developing at midday and is new at 5, a decision about critical race theory at the University of Nebraska. After hearing hours of public comment, the board voted down the resolution to oppose critical race theory inside teaching at the university. Regent and gubernatorial candidate Jim Pillen wanted it out of the curriculum. Only 3 regents supported him. Channel 8's Jael Pembroke was in the regents meeting today. Jael, there was plenty of fiery discussions, weren't there?
That's right. It was a tense room as Nebraska University students, staff, and members of the public spoke against and for the ban of critical race theory. In a vote of 9-3, the Nebraska University Board of Regents rejected the resolution opposing critical race theory in Nebraska universities. In a nutshell, CRT is an academic concept. The core idea is that race is a social construct and that racism is not merely the product of individual bias or prejudice, but also something embedded in legal systems and policies. But the vote to reject Regent Pillen's resolution did not come before hours of public comment on the subject. One former UNL student drove 8 hours from Chicago to speak against the bill and says as he studies medicine, CRT is a part of his education.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy with the result. I think this is a prime example of students showing in force about their values and having the regents listen to that and also follow in suit. I'm not surprised at the vote. You know, students feel how they feel.
Some who are against the resolution and support CRT says it's a problem-solving tool for ending racism, and students can choose for themselves what they want to learn.
Exclusion of information does nothing to further education leadership and access. It ignores the impacts of education on individuals, the community at large, and the world.
This resolution paints critical race theory as un-American and divisive. How can students and faculty of color find belonging at UNL when this resolution suggests any study of their history is un-American?
Others for the resolution and against CRT in the classroom say it will further divide students and that students want academics and not social justice.
CRT is an evil in this country. I see its ugly head speaking out of the lecture halls of UNO and UNL. It is the same ideals that sent thousands of Japanese American citizens into internment camps in the 1940s.
Further, sign today the resolution to remove critical race theory indoctrination from UNL. Return to teaching academics. Students attending UNL want excellence in academics, not social justice. Thank you.
President Ted Carter said the nation is watching the actions of today as no other institution has publicly discussed CRT like this. But again, the resolution to ban CRT in curriculum was rejected.
All right, as he said, a lot of eyes watching this one. Thank you so much, Jael. Now we want to get you updated on coronavirus news here locally. We have new information from Bryan Health tonight about COVID numbers there. They have had 3 deaths in the past 24 hours, 9 deaths in the past 5 days. There are 16 pediatric patients. None, though, have COVID, so that's good news. The cases are either RSV, rhinovirus, or enterovirus. There are 48 adult COVID patients, 10 are on ventilators. A local familiar COVID testing site is now open for business again. Nomi Health did the Test Nebraska site at Gateway Mall. However, that program ended in July, but the company is back, not connected to the state, but doing testing at the same location. Well, parents are getting their kids ready to go back to school next week, and because of the Delta variant, LPS says all students pre-K to 6th grade have to wear masks. Some parents aren't happy about that, but doctors say masking is the best way to keep our kids safe and schools open.
If there is one pre-symptomatic child in a classroom, over the course of a class period, the entire classroom could end up being exposed. Luckily, for most young infected people, they do pretty well. The problem is what happens with their opportunities for education if there is an outbreak in the school.
And Dr. David Quimby says other states have already seen immediate shutdowns of schools after COVID infections. Now, coming up at 6 o'clock, we're going to tell you what you need to know about back-to-school safety, how to talk to your kids about wearing masks, and when we could see a COVID vaccine authorized for children. We now know 2 inmates have died in the past 24 hours from COVID-related issues. Corrections officials say one was a man in his 40s, the other a man in his 50s. Both had underlying health conditions. Let's talk about your weather. After all, it is Friday night. John Dissauer joins us now, and you're right, felt much cooler today.
Just as advertised, we kept saying the end of the week, end of the week, end of the week. Well, end of the week is here, and it does feel a lot nicer outside. Lots of sunshine, some blue skies even at that. We take a live look outside right now from Honda of Lincoln, looking off to the northwest. We do still have a few clouds, maybe even a little smoke high up in the sky, but as we look off that direction, if you look off to the east, we're seeing a lot more blue skies out that way. Temperatures today, much cooler, low to mid 80s. We did hit 86 degrees today in Lincoln, and that is the coolest day we've had since August 3rd. So it's been several days since we've been this cool. 83 right now in Beatrice, 82 in Aurora, and 84 degrees in Columbus. And the big story out of all this, the change in the dew points. We have dropped upwards of 10 to as much as 20 degrees compared to 24 hours ago, with dew points right now sitting in the lower to middle 50s. Makes it feel much more comfortable anytime the dew points drop below 60 degrees. Take you now to a wide view of the visible satellite imagery and show you most of the clouds are down over the far southern part of the state and down into Kansas and Missouri, with mainly clear skies as you go further to the north, especially into portions of southeast South Dakota. For the rest of this evening, 85 degrees by 6, 79 by 8, and 72 degrees by 10 o'clock tonight. We'll see clear skies tonight. Temperatures cooling off once again. We'll take a closer look at that and what you can expect for the weekend coming up in just a few minutes.
All right. Thank you very much, John. A couple of health alerts at some local lakes to let you know about for this weekend. Rockford Lake in Gage County and Swan Creek Lake in Saline County now have harmful algae blooms reported. This blue-green algae can make people sick and be deadly to dogs. You can find more information about this on the links we mentioned section of our website. As the deadline to get U.S. troops out of Afghanistan gets closer, the tensions there are rising. Here's video of an airstrike in Kandahar overnight. The Taliban has now taken over several cities and is circling Kabul. The terrorist group now controls more than 2/3 of the country just weeks before U.S. troops leave. Here's ABC's Faith Abube to get us updated. All right, apparently we do not have Faith Abube ready for that, so we'll of course try and get that to you in a little bit. Nonetheless, World News Tonight will have much more on this developing situation right after our 5 o'clock newscast. All right, the Field of Dreams came to life yesterday. The memories are enough to get us through another couple of decades, I would say. The ending was amazing as the beginning, and we're going to take you through this game from start to finish coming up next. Stay with us. We have some breaking news happening right now involving a fire near 27th and Y Street here in Lincoln. This is video just into our newsroom showing the shed burned out in the backyard of this home on Orchard Street. We did see one person being taken out on a stretcher. Not sure the severity of the injuries there. The cause of the fire hasn't been released at this point, still early on. We'll share more information with you as soon as we get it.
Anderson hits it in the air to right, back at the wall, and the White Sox win it!
Well, it turns out there's still some magic dust on the Field of Dreams in Dyersville, Iowa. What a Hollywood ending in a Midwest cornfield. Wow. Did you get a chance to watch any of the game last night? As they say, they built it and people came. And the teams, they went the distance. ABC's TJ Holmes takes us to the Field of Dreams.
If you build it, he will come. And they did. For Iowans, baseball fans, movie fans, this was a dream come true.
And it's shot into left field, back at the wall.
MLB recreated movie magic, and in honor of the 1989 film Field of Dreams, built a replica field that sits right next to the movie's original diamond, sitting in the cornfields of Dyersville, Iowa. The Chicago White Sox and the New York Yankees were there to face off in the league's first ever game in Iowa. Kevin Costner even there to have a catch.
Is this heaven? Yes, it is.
Both teams emerged from the famous cornfields in vintage uniforms. 8,000 fans were in attendance, and the game rose to the occasion.
Robert will cruise into second.
After the Yankees sluggers Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton crushed home runs to give the Yankees the lead in the top of the ninth, White Sox shortstop Tim Anderson delivered a Hollywood ending with this walk-off homer.
Back at the wall, and the White Sox win it!
We're just coming here playing in the middle of the corn, man. Who would have thought that? You know, we made history tonight.
What a game, right? And there were only 8,000 tickets. I saw prices going anywhere from about $4,000 to $18,000 per ticket. They were the highest priced ever for a regular season Major League game.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist John Dissauer.
All right, that was pretty cool, and I hope Major League Baseball considers doing that every year. And I even saw some people last night on Twitter suggesting, wouldn't it be fun to play a World Series at that stadium? It would be pretty cool. Taking a live look right now from Honda of Lincoln, we've got some higher clouds out into the distance as we look off to the south and the west. But boy, what a nice day. As suggested, as advertised for the last week or so, we'd see some drier air coming in, and that was definitely the case today. Temperatures only making it up to 86 degrees today at the airport in Lincoln. That is the coolest day in 10 days for the capital city. And as far as departure from normal, we will go into the books about 6 degrees below normal. That's the coolest departure from normal we've had in about 9 days. So around the city right now, very comfortable, low to mid 80s. 86 at Holmes Lake. We take you further to the south, down towards Beatrice, where it's 83 degrees. 83 degrees in Hebron, low 80s out towards Central City, Aurora, and York. We've got 84 in Grand Island, 83 in Hastings, and 82 degrees in Kearney. The big story out of this entire day has been the lower dew points. It's just much more comfortable outside, and dew points running 5 to as much as 15 and even 20 degrees cooler than yesterday. That cold front moved through last night. Even this morning, temperatures dropping down into the low 60s. Felt pretty comfortable around. Some of you even had the windows open and enjoyed that kind of calm this morning with those cooler temperatures out there. Dew points right now sitting in the mid 50s, so very comfortable around the region. For the rest of this evening, we'll keep clear skies. Temperatures will drop 75 degrees by 10 o'clock. Open the windows up tonight, turn off the AC, as it should feel pretty comfortable by tomorrow morning, with low temperatures dropping into the upper 50s. We could even have some mid 50s in some of our cooler spots up towards Greeley and Ord, for instance, dropping down to 62 degrees in Lincoln, 61 in Beatrice, perhaps upper 50s from Hebron over towards towards Fairbury. For tomorrow, expect to see lots of sunshine around the area. We shouldn't see too much in the way of smoke, so I think we will see some blue skies up there. A small chance for an isolated thunderstorm out over the far southwest part of the southeast Nebraska area, so more central and south central portions of the state. As we head towards the afternoon, we'll see temperatures topping out into the low to mid 80s. And once again, the humidity should be relatively low tomorrow. Forecasting a high of 85 in Lincoln, 85 in Beatrice, 85 Grand Island, perhaps a little warmer out towards Hastings and Kearney, where we could get up to 86 degrees. Now, if you have plans to head out to Memorial Stadium tomorrow evening for the Garth Brooks concert, weather is going to be fantastic for an outdoor concert. 84 degrees as the gates open. Concert starts at 7 o'clock, 82 degrees under mostly sunny skies, mostly clear skies by 10 o'clock with a temperature of 73 degrees. There is one little fly in the forecast, and that's the fact we may have a couple of isolated showers or thunderstorms developing tomorrow night. It is by far not a certainty, but as a hot dome in the upper levels of the atmosphere begins to move back to the west, the eastern edge will begin to break down. And when that happens, we will see thunderstorms developing along the eastern side of this. It's what we call a rim of fire pattern, where the thunderstorms develop around that bubble of hot air. Well, that's going to be the case tomorrow night. Still some question where this initially initiates. For several days I've been mentioning, I think we could see some thunderstorms by Saturday evening developing up into South Dakota. If that happens, these would then begin to dive to the south. Now, as you see on this one, this keeps Lincoln just fine. We're talking rain out towards Broken Bow, North Platte, and McCook. But if this goes even further, 50, 75, 100 miles further to the east, well, we may be seeing some showers right here. So I can't completely rule out the chance for a shower, but most of us should be dry Saturday night into Sunday morning. Sunday morning, again, the showers back out to the west. Sunday afternoon, there will be a chance for a few isolated showers out in the central part of the state once again. Temperatures around here will be just a little bit warmer. We may notice a slight uptick in the humidity coming our way for Sunday afternoon. 87 degrees for a high on Sunday, 88 degrees on Monday, chance for an isolated shower again Monday afternoon. Same story on Tuesday. I think Tuesday starts to turn a little breezy. The humidity will start to increase for Monday and Tuesday, getting back up into the upper 60s for dew points. So as I like to refer to it, it's going to be muggly for a lot of kids going back to school on Monday. And then as we go into the middle of next week, we'll see temperatures getting back up to right around 90 degrees on Wednesday. Chance for showers and thunderstorms by Thursday. Going into next weekend, right now it looks to be pretty nice. Temperatures in the lower 80s, then gradually warming towards the second half of the weekend with a high of 87, and then 86 degrees coming our way for the second half of the weekend. And then beyond that, we're talking highs back in the mid 80s.
All right, not too bad, not too bad. All right, thank you, John. Check out this picture. This was sent to us from Denise, and no, she did not send us a logo of Channel 8. So let's move on. Hopefully we'll bring that to you. It's really cute. I can describe it. It's a squirrel that's all spread out because it's hot. Again, we'll try and bring you that at 6 o'clock. Hey, have you ever had the case of the Mondays, or in this case, the case of the Fridays, right? It's now getting a new name. Instead of the Mondays, it's called the Sunday Scaries. It's that feeling of dread before starting a new work week. And new studies show it's at an all-time high. ABC's Rebecca Jarvis shows us what's behind it and how to beat them.
This morning, many Americans may be living for the weekend, but a new report says the fun ends Sunday when lots of us start worrying about the work week ahead.
Everyone in my house gets bummed out about Mondays.
That Sunday anxiety is known as the Sunday Scaries, and a new report from LinkedIn reveals the Scaries are at an all-time high.
The Sunday Scaries are eating my joy.
The report revealing that 66% of professionals say they experience Sunday Scaries, and 41% say the pandemic has caused them or made them worse.
Now more than ever, it's difficult for Americans to determine what their Mondays are going to be like. We have no idea when regulations are going to change, when our responsibilities are going to change.
This Maryland mom of two has a major case of the Sunday Scaries.
Sunday nights in my house tend to look a little bit like everyone's in mourning or dreading what's coming the next day.
Baker says the last year and a half has made Sundays more stressful for her family.
There's a lot more things on my to-do list every week as far as making sure that, when my kids are in school, that they have the PPE that they need, or that my husband has it when he's going into work, keeping an eye on COVID numbers in our area. It's a lot.
So how can we enter the week calmly?
Things like meditation, slow journaling, and even perhaps a soothing Sunday playlist can help. Sunday Scaries usually feels like anxiety, restlessness, and irritation. So outdoor activities, intentional movement, and hanging out with friends can help that as well.
The report also says the youngest professionals reported the highest levels of anxiety and stress. That includes millennials and Gen Z. All right, before we go to break, we want to show you this awesome picture that viewer Sharon Oetken shared with us. This is a view of a foggy morning in Hubbard, Nebraska. We sure do have some pretty sunrises around here, don't we? We'll be right back. Stay with us. And before we go tonight, a look at the Old West Balloon Fest in Scotts Bluff from Meg Jensen Becker. The balloon night glow makes the rides look almost as good on the ground as they do in the air, right? This event goes through tomorrow night. And I just had to bring this cutie on set with me because it is Friday and doggone it, why not? Her name is Summer. She's our news director's newest puppy. And can we get a close-up? Probably can't, huh? Oh, you want to go somewhere? You can't. You might fall off the set.
Summer knows fall is not far away, and Summer's trying to run off into fall.
Well, I tell you what, the dog days of summer, pun intended, have been here, but things have cooled off a lot. Summer likes it. And John, weekend's not looking too bad.
No, the weekend's not, and do you want this evening's looking fantastic as well. If you've been outside, if you haven't, please get out there and enjoy it. Low humidity, first time we've had that. And it seems like probably a week or two. Temperatures around the area right now sitting in the lower to mid 80s right now. Dew points significantly lower than yesterday at this time. So they're right now sitting in the lower to mid 50s for most areas. So feeling very comfortable around the area. For the rest of this evening, 85 degrees at 6, 79 degrees by 8, 72 by 10. Tonight we'll see our temperatures dropping into the upper 50s to low 60s.
All right, I think we have a shot. Do we have that one shot over here? We've got only, oh, there, look over here. Isn't Summer cute? Over here, look. Oh, so precious. Hey, folks, we'll be back at 6 o'clock. Have a great Friday night.
With the Channel 8 Eyewitness News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
Stop by Comfort Made Mattress Factory today and save up to $500 with our bigger bed, smaller price sales.
Close.